How does If It Bleeds by Stephen King mix supernatural and detective fiction? Imagine you're reading a story that starts off like any ordinary mystery, but then it takes a sharp turn into the supernatural. This is exactly what Stephen King does in his collection of novellas, If It Bleeds. Let's break down how he blends these two genres. In the title story, If It Bleeds, King combines a gruesome, real-world event, a bomb explosion at a middle school, with a supernatural twist. The main character, Holly Gibney, a private investigator, starts by investigating this tragic event as any detective would. However, as she delves deeper, she begins to suspect that a local reporter, Chet Ondowski, is not what he seems. He's actually a supernatural entity that feeds on pain, similar to a creature she encountered in another case. King's approach is to introduce the supernatural elements gradually. Holly's investigation is meticulous and grounded in reality, but as the story unfolds, she discovers clues that point to something beyond the ordinary. For instance, she learns about an elderly man, Dan Bell, who has been tracking this creature for decades and has identified multiple faces it adopts. The blend of detective work and supernatural mystery keeps the reader engaged. Holly's methods are those of a traditional detective. She gathers evidence, makes recordings, and sets up traps. However, the nature of the enemy she's facing is anything but ordinary. This mix creates a tense and suspenseful narrative that keeps you guessing until the very end. Another way King merges these genres is by using the ordinary as a backdrop for the extraordinary. In Mr. Harrigan's Phone, a boy named Craig uses an old phone to communicate with his deceased employer, Mr. Harrigan. This phone becomes a tool for unexpected and supernatural events to unfold, showing how King can turn everyday situations into something eerie and mysterious. In Rat, the last novella, a writer makes a Faustian bargain to write a novel, which introduces a supernatural element into what initially seems like a story about writer's block and ambition. Here, King explores the psychological and supernatural consequences of such a deal, blending the intellectual theme of writing with the visceral fear of the unknown. So in If It Bleeds, Stephen King masterfully combines the detailed, methodical work of a detective with the eerie and unexplained elements of the supernatural, creating stories that are both thrilling and intellectually engaging. This blend keeps readers on the edge of their seats, wondering what's real and what's just a product of the characters' imaginations.